Good evening. You're watching the news on Croatian television. Ousted Agrokor owner Ivica Todorić continues to blog accusations against government officials he claims conspired to push him out of the company. Todorić says he was forced into signing the so-called Lex Agrokor law, which allowed government to assume control over Agrokor. One of the people Todorić has singled out is Prime Minister Andrej Plenković, who responded to his accusations today.
It wouldn't be good if we experienced some kind of collective amnesia, and that within 6 months we forget the reality of the situation the company was in at the time, and that we forget the most important thing, which is why the law was adopted, because this is a company of systematic importance, and that is the domino effect threatening the Croatian economy and financial system.
Todorić also announced that he is preparing a number of legal cases against those involved in removing him from the helm of Agrokor.
Mr. Prime Minister, when you send a message to the people from some Baltic country that they are experiencing some kind of collective amnesia, then you forget that the people's memory serves them much longer than what politics would like. I too have a good memory, and I will remember the events from February 26th to March 26th of this year forever.
Meanwhile, Deputy Prime Minister Martina Dalić today responded to Todorić's claims that she had threatened him and his family with arrest if he didn't sign Lex Agrokor.
What is stated in that text is a bold-faced lie. My lawyers will be in contact with the author of the text, Ivica Todorić, because I will file defamation charges for damaging my reputation.
Meanwhile, a meeting of Agrokor's Temporary Creditors Council was held in Zagreb today. The meeting was to have focused on Agrokor's long-awaited audit report. However, its release has been put off until the end of next week. Agrokor's crisis management team said today that neither they nor the auditor had completed the complex task of combing through the concern's financial reports.
Part of the report will be submitted on Monday, and a new meeting of the council will be held on Tuesday, so this is a matter of a couple of days. There is no cause for concern.
In other news, after meeting with German Chancellor Angela Merkel on the fringes of an informal EU summit in Estonia today, Slovene Prime Minister Miro Cerar publicly criticized his foreign minister, Karel Erjavec, for his statements about Croatia and the border arbitration between the two countries.
I had to warn him yesterday that the statements he is giving benefit Croatia more than they do Slovenia. I expect that this will not happen again, and that he will keep to himself things pertaining to preparations for the implementation of the border arbitration that should remain between the two of us, and not express them publicly for some other reasons.
Slovene Foreign Minister Erjavec was quick to respond.
I do not want to bandy words with Prime Minister Cerar. However, I am convinced that he is in the wrong here. More than 20 years has shown that Croatia benefits most when we simply wait and study the border issue, but fail to take any concrete action. We must not hesitate or wait because we have international law and the European Commission on our side. It would be a big mistake to wait for Croatia to consent to implementation, because that won't happen. The government must do everything in its power to ensure that the arbitration ruling is implemented, and to do so, it must make use of all legal options.
Croatian Prime Minister Andrej Plenković also attended the summit where EU leaders discussed the bloc's digital future. He met briefly this morning with Cerar and also discussed the border dispute with German Chancellor Angela Merkel, Italian Prime Minister Paolo Gentiloni, and European Council President Donald Tusk.
Slovenia is insisting on its implementation. We are calling for bilateral talks. And that is what I clearly stated to Chancellor Merkel. And I called on her and some other figures in the EU to understand that this is an issue that is first and foremost regulated by international law, and that as neighboring countries, Croatia and Slovenia can and must resolve this issue through dialogue.
A district court in Chicago has dismissed a class action lawsuit against Croatia filed by a group of people claiming $3.5 billion in compensation for assets allegedly taken from Croatian Jews, Serbs, and Roma during the Second World War. The suit was filed in May of 2016. Good news from the economic front. According to the State Statistics Bureau, consumer spending in Croatia rose by 6.4% year-on-year this August. This is the 36th consecutive month of growth. Up for a fourth consecutive month was industrial production, which rose by 3.2% from August of 2016. Speaking at a press conference at Zagreb's University Computing Center, Education Minister Blaženka Divjak pointed to the need for cutting-edge technology and e-education in higher education. In that regard, she cited the creation of a catalog of e-courses offered by institutions of higher education, which already contains more than 23,000 e-courses.
It's important to emphasize that this is an instrument that enables the digital transformation of higher education institutions. On the other hand, it enables our students to develop their digital skills and to prepare for lifelong learning, even after they graduate from university, with the assistance of technology, because the expectation is that they will change careers a number of times and that they are oriented towards lifelong education and study.
Today is World Heart Day. Cardiovascular disease is the leading cause of death in Croatia, with more than 23,000 people succumbing to these diseases each year. The event was marked in Zagreb's University Hospital Center today.
The death rate is slowly dropping, but we still lose one small city to these illnesses every year. 70% of heart and circulatory system diseases can be prevented or at least put off until later in life if we were to simply live by the way we already know we should, but we fail to respect that fact.
Taking a quick look at sports, in Europa League football action last night, Rijeka lost to Milan 3-2 in the second round of Group D action. Rijeka rallied late in the game to even the score at 2 goals each, only to have Milan score the winning goal in the 94th minute of play. Rijeka's next game is against Austria Vienna on October 19th.
We definitely showed that we can play, especially in the first 15 minutes and then again at the end. But we are still missing that commitment until the very end, because to allow a goal like this for the second time in a row is no longer just a question of bad luck.
And now the forecast for tomorrow. Predominantly sunny with some mild passing cloud cover. There could be some fog and low-lying cloud cover in the morning. Winds will be mild in the interior. There will be a moderate to strong northeasterly on the northern and central parts of the coast, reaching gale-force gusts in some places. However, winds will die down in these areas in the afternoon. Dalmatia will see a mild to moderate westerly and northwesterly. Morning lows of 4 to 9 degrees Celsius inland, 13 to 18 on the Adriatic, will give way to highs of 15 to 20 degrees in the interior, 21 to 25 on the coast. The 3-day forecast for the interior calls for partly to predominantly sunny skies on Sunday and Monday. Tuesday will see increased cloud cover with intermittent rain. Expect colder and foggy mornings. The coast will see predominantly sunny and warm weather on Sunday and Monday. Cloud cover will move in from the northwest on Tuesday, bringing with it some intermittent rain. And that wraps up the news. Be sure to join us again tomorrow night.